Welcome back to Copenhagen Blue. Today, 2004 Volkswagen Beetle. It's a left front control arm. Let's get started. Hey, before I get the video started, I would appreciate it if you could take the time to just hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a like. It really helps build the channel, and I'm just trying to keep working my way up so that I can try and buy more project cars to work on for you guys. Thanks. All right, let's take a look in here, see if you can see what we're dealing with. And you take a peek down at that rear control arm bushing. Yeah, that thing's split completely on one side, and it's really dry rotted on the other. And when we come down to our front one here, you can see that the bushing there is all cracked up. So this control arm is junk. Our ball joint doesn't look bad. It's not torn. There's nothing really going on that's wrong with the ball joint itself, except for the fact of you can replace the control arm without removing the ball joint, but I bet those bolts aren't coming out. So we're just going to do the whole control arm, and it's going to start by taking the control arm bolt off. I might get some of the brake stuff out of the way, but I'm going to see if I can get the bolt first on just the ball joint. This is not exactly the easiest bolt to get to, but there's an 18mm up top on the rear control arm bolt, and you can just get a ratchet in here and on it. So we're going to use that to hold it, and then we're going to use an 18mm on the bottom to loosen that bolt up so we can get this rear bolt out. But that's a little bit of a tight area to get into. Well, that worked like a charm. I was able to zip that nut off and get that bolt out without an issue. Now we have to try and get the front one off, and I'm kind of worried because the transmission pan's right there, but I'm hoping that we can get the bolt out just enough to get that bushing out of there. Got the rear, let's try that again. All right, where we're at, we've got the rear bushing out. The front one, I'm trying to see if I can kind of weasel out of there without having to do anything with that pan. Kind of hoping we can snake it out, but this one ball joint bolt is being a pain in the butt. It's up against the CV shaft itself, right there. And it was great at breaking the ball joint out of the knuckle, but now I'm trying to get the damn bolt off, and it's not going as well as I'd like. A little caliper removal gives me much better access. We should be able to get that off now. So we've reached an impasse, and we've gone from the gentle part of our relationship where I was asking nicely to, unfortunately, I'm not asking any more part of our relationship. Time to come off. Ta-da. Ew, hand. All right, so our ball joint is loose now. Didn't seem to be that difficult. Weird. Anywho, now that we have that pretty much out of the way, we're gonna have to get that down and then try and kind of wriggle that out. You go down. Oh yes, look at that. We should be able to twist enough to get it to come a little bit closer. What is that shite design? Oh, there we go. Look at that control arm. Ooh. Let's look at our bushing. You can see how bad our bushing was. It's fully split right there. So every time she would turn, she was getting way too much movement. Let's see what the new one looks like. Oh, and after further investigation, our boot was starting to rot a little bit and was separated at the top. So hopefully the new one will be nice and tight. We have a nice new ball joint, as you can see. Oh yeah, nice and stiff. Won't go anywhere. And then in here, in the bag, came with a separate ball joint, which we shouldn't have too many issues putting in, I'd like to think. At least I'd like to hope. Now this is kind of an interesting design. Usually on like General Motors and stuff, these bolt in from the bottom. This one actually slides into the control arm itself, and it looks like there's slight adjustment to it, which is kind of not cool, because that probably means I need to get an alignment done on this now. So I'm gonna say we'll put that on top. I would assume they're gonna want the washers on the bolts. They'll come up from the bottom. So you can see what we have here. So we have our ball joint installed. We have the bolts on the back with the washers. Putting it in seems to help. Aha. All right. There we go. All right. So we got that a little bit. We've got our nut here for our ball joint. And place this up on top. Start threading it on. We won't tighten this down until we've put a load on the lower control arm. Put it at vehicle ride height. That way it makes it so there's less stress on the bushing when it's at a neutral spot, and it'll last longer. Alright, I'm going to stop there. We have our nut. We have our bolt here. Probably put a little anti-seize on this. I'll use my punch to go in. Make sure our hole is straight. And that way we can run our bolt right on up to our nut. Now same thing with this. We're not going to run it all the way in. There we go. We're just going to go till it's kind of snug. And we're going to tighten up this lower ball joint. So these lower bolts are supposed to be 15 foot-pounds of torque, and then 90 degrees of turn. 15 foot-pounds, 90-degree turn. And the reason I'm doing that is so we can tighten down everything else. We just wanted to pretty much lift just to show that the weight of the vehicle's on it. So you start to kind of get a feel for torque if you do things long enough. And right there is a good 35, probably 40 foot-pounds, so that's plenty of torque for what it is. Everything's torqued down on the bottom. Alright, so we're at 52 foot-pounds. Then it wants an additional 90. Slip. There we go. So that's 90 right there. The last time I used a wrench, I wasn't able to get it with just the 18mm by itself, so I had to use another wrench. We went over and we created extra leverage. In this case, that's the same thing I'm going to do now. And essentially, I don't know the torque spec on this one, so I'm going to just have to go by feel. And it took quite a good deal of effort for me to get it last time. I'm just going to get it German spec tight, which is guten tight. I'm going to say right about there. Now while I'm here, since I had to take the brake caliper off, I am going to clean up my guide pins. While I have it apart, I'm going to clean up my guide pins, and just that way this caliper moves a little bit better. Inspect our rotor. Rotor doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's got some years on it. It's quite grooved, but plenty of pad. So we're just going to clean things up and put everything back together there. We also have to, ooh, that was loud. We have to reattach our sway bar link here. Oh shit. Sway bar link's gonna get a little dose of anti-seize. Just thread that right on in. So aside from our caliper, we have everything put back together. Let's clean these pins up, and then we'll be done. Forced to undo. There we go. Snap our protective rubber caps back on. Got one more back here. There we go. Brake pad sensors reinstalled, and those really actually, those pins needed to be lubed, so I'm gonna have to do the other side probably tomorrow. So let's get the wheel back on and set it on the ground. Alright, well, we're all done with that left lower control arm. Hopefully the video helped you out. It took me about an hour and a half with that lower ball joint. We had to cut off because of just not being able to hold on to the ball joint while it was spinning, and the nut and everything, but it came out okay. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.